My phone was still vibrating when I stepped off the plane. Tiny tremors against my palm, like it already knew what waited for me. I ignored it. I had one goal: get home without collapsing. The anesthesia hadn't fully let go of me yet. My ribs still felt borrowed, like someone had loaned me their body for the trip. I texted the family group chat because that was what you were supposed to do. Because after a risky surgery in another state, you naively believed your own blood would care. My flight lands at 1 p.m. Can someone pick me up? Mom responded first. We're too busy today. Just call an Uber. Then my sister, predictable as rust. Why don't you ever plan ahead? I stared at the screen. The airport noise dissolved. I typed back. Okay. One word. Clean. Sharp. The kind of blade people don't notice until they're bleeding. I used to think they loved me. That's the embarrassing part. I used to replay childhood scenes like evidence, mom tucking me in, my sister asking for help with homework, birthdays where they smiled as if the world's gravity centered on me. But love doesn't vanish, it erodes. Quietly, over years, until one day you look up and realize the people you trusted have carved pieces off you while keeping their hands clean. The first crack showed the night I told them about the tumor. Mom blanked like I'd handed her an invoice. My sister asked if I could schedule surgeries around her vacation. Their voices were soft, but their eyes were someplace else. Not with me, not for me. I should have left then, but I wanted proof. Betrayal needs evidence to taste real. They started treating me like a burden that refused to die neatly. Missed calls from me went unanswered. Theirs came only when they needed something. They forgot appointments, forgot visits, forgot that I was the one who'd driven them to hospitals, to job interviews, to court dates. I noticed it all, and I stayed quiet, because silence is a net. People walk right into it. The surgery was the final test. No one offered to come with me. Mom said it was last minute. My sister said she had things going on. I didn't argue. I just packed lightly. When the doctor told me the operation had complications and recovery would be rough, I nodded. I'd already prepared for rough. Rough was familiar. But I made one call. One person. Someone they never expected. Here's the shift in the story. The moment the hunted stops running. I didn't pick an Uber. I picked him. My father. The man they'd spent a decade painting as unreliable, dangerous, unworthy. They never told me the real reason they hated him. It wasn't because he was unstable. It was because he saw through them long before I ever could. He'd always said, "Call me if you ever need me, even if you hate me, especially then." So I called. His voice broke when he heard mine. He didn't ask why I didn't call them. He just said, "I'll be there." The ride home was quiet. He kept glancing over, like I might disappear if he blinked too long. I could smell the cigarettes he was trying to quit. His hands trembled slightly on the wheel, not from nerves, age does that, but each tremor felt like its own apology. When we pulled into my driveway, my phone exploded with notifications, buzz after buzz, a frantic staccato of regret. "Mom, where are you?" My sister, "Call me now." Mom again, "Why is your father answering your phone?" 48 missed calls. They must have realized who picked me up. I smiled, because they'd built their lives on one story, that I needed them, that he was worthless, that family only counted if it was theirs version of it. And now the truth sat in their throats like a swallowed knife. They were waiting inside. Mom pacing, my sister red-faced, both acting like my absence was the problem, not their empty excuses, not their abandonment. Mom snapped, "Why didn't you tell us he was picking you up?" I lowered myself onto the couch, slow, controlled. "I did. You just didn't read carefully." My sister spit out, "You're being dramatic." I met her eyes. "You left me alone after surgery. He didn't." Silence, heavy enough to bruise. Then the realization spread across their faces that I wasn't pleading, wasn't explaining, wasn't trying to win anything. I wasn't theirs anymore. I stood. From now on, don't worry, I'll make sure none of you ever have to pick me up again. Their panic tasted sweet. Now, weeks later, I still think about that ride, my father's old truck, the way he carried my bag like it weighed nothing, the way my family's messages kept flooding in as if they could rewrite the truth by sheer volume. They thought losing me would look like a scream. They never expected it would sound like okay. And that's the thing about revenge delivered quietly. No one hears it coming.